Hey guys, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are all around the world. I wanted to speak with you about why I don't have a cell phone. I am a 26-year-old college graduate. I am a professional social worker. I work with adults with autism here in Philadelphia, and I do not have a cell phone. This was it was a process for me to think about it. And I was dating someone 2 years ago who ended up being a criminal, and I had been deceived once again, and I fell for the trap. And he even had a kid, and I still dated him. I found out afterwards that he had a kid, and I found out afterwards that he was a real, actual criminal. And so before that happened, I got myself and him the brand new iPhone at the time. So it was a combined plan on a leased contract for like 18 months, I think the lease was for. So 4 months into the lease, he gets picked up and locked up, and he was in jail for like a year. And so I was left to pay all the bills, not only the cell phone but the rent. And he left me with two of his cars, which they both ended up being stolen. And so I got rid of the cars as soon as I could, got my own car as soon as I could, literally all within like a span of like 2 days. And this is why I'm blessed. And so, but then I was stuck with the lease on the phone. So it was a couple $100s a month that I was spending. So this was pretty traumatic for me. I was commuting to work back then. I was commuting 2 hours one way, and I would cry. I would smoke blunts on the way there. On the way home, I would cry and cry, and I was just so lost and desperate, and I didn't understand why someone would lie to somebody else, going back to me just being an ignorant person before I was introduced to the evils of this world. So he was in jail, and I, forgot about him, or at least I erased him from my memory, and I said, I'm never going to go on a contract like that with anybody ever again unless it's my husband. And so that's my problem. I was too loyal with people who didn't mean me any good, and who would never do the same for me. And it was even so bad that previously he got locked up twice, and the first time I bailed him out of jail, and it was $1,000, and he never paid me back. And he swore, and he begged me to bail him out, and he promised he would pay me back, and he never did. And then like 5 days later, he ended up getting locked up again for something else. So I was just like, wow, like this is just like, how dumb do I feel? Like, I thought I was an intelligent person, and I just really am not that intelligent when it comes to matters of the heart. So that is one of the reasons why I no longer have a cell phone, because it's not about the money. Like, I make enough money. I do really well for myself, and I pay for everything on time, and I have a nice savings account, what I think is nice compared to where I've been. And so one of the other reasons why I don't have a cell phone is because these devices have radiation, and people don't realize that they're carrying around a device that is either in their pocket or in their purse or right up against their head here, right near their brain. And they're using it all the time and they're constantly staring at it. You notice people don't even look up at people in the streets anymore because they're glued facing downwards. And they're not even looking up at the sun. They're not even looking at eye level to see what's in front of them or who's in front of them. So the radiation causes brain damage. And over the course of 15 to 20 years, it can cause severe brain damage, leading to memory loss, Alzheimer's, of course. And, you know, this is why we see a drastic spike in Alzheimer's disease and other matters of memory loss, where, however, this information is not being released to the public because, of course, that would go against the agenda and it would go against these huge companies such as AT&T, Verizon, Apple, etc. So I just said, you know, I'm going to get an iPad for myself, for my business, so I can still communicate with my clients via email. And then on the iPad, I was able to get, you know, the Google Hangouts, so I can still make phone calls and stuff. And for people who have iPhones, I can still iMessage them just like a text message. So I thought, this is perfect for me. I don't have to feel constantly enslaved by the cell phone and addicted to the cell phone. I mean, I see kids who are they're not even toddlers yet. They can't even walk yet. And they're already looking at a screen that's radiating and that's emanating lights that are not natural for the eye to process. So the back of the brain where the olfactory is located, we don't even know what these lights are doing to them. So you can quickly find out and connect the dots that these cell phones are not safe. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't have one, and I'm not interested in getting one. Now, I know that the iPad also has radiation, of course. Even a Wi-Fi modem has radiation. Even a microwave that's not plugged in, even a fridge, you know, so, or the smart fridge. So what I'm trying to say is you need to reduce your interactions on these devices as much as possible. I know it's going to be an everyday challenge. I'm still addicted to watching videos and doing research, and I'm still definitely addicted to different things online, you know, like when it comes to just information and just being a millennial child. I was born into the internet, so it's like part of my life now, but you have to recognize that not all of these devices are safe and not all of them are for humans' best interest. So I would definitely say, for those of you with children, limit the time. They need to be outside in nature more. They need to be real kids, you know. They're not supposed to be these programmed robots glued to a screen that is going to eventually change their neurological makeup and alter their development for the rest of their life. So we need to be really aware of what we're doing every day, and I limit my iPad as much as possible. Sometimes I'll even leave for the day for work without it purposely, because I don't want that extra radiation. I get enough of it in my clients' homes that have TVs and internet and Wi-Fi and everything from all angles and multiple cell phones and multiple big screens. And I'm just like, this is too much. Like, my organs are being cooked, and it might sound like I'm being dramatic, but you can look at the studies of the electromagnetic frequencies that these devices give off, and they are higher frequencies than what human brains are really prepared and designed to take. So that was just my little information on why I do not have a cell phone and why I feel really great about it. Thank you.